Good evening, it's Friday night. Rugby League at the home of the most successful team in the Super League area. Your Super Saints, Widnes side, out on the pitch for this evening's clash. I'll just run through their side before the Saints take the pitch. With Aitchison at full-back, Munro, Potter, Dimitriou and Percival the three-quarters. Weston and Eaton, the half-back pairing. Stone, Cantillon and O'Neill in the front row. Richardson, McCurry and Frame, the back three. On the bench, they've got Farrell, Relf, Spruce and Mills. So that's a really competitive side there for Widnes and a strong bench. The Saints side, before they come out, is Wellens at full-back. Albert, Gleeson, Newlove and Hoppy. With Sculthorpe and Martin, the half-back pairing. Darren Britt back in, with Mickey Hyam in for Kieran Cunningham, out for 6 weeks with a broken hand. Peter Shields, the other prop. Stankovic and Yonkers in the second row. Chris Joint locks them up at the back. And on the bench, we've got Tony Stewart, Mike Bennett, Sonny Nichol, and Barry Ward. Tonight's visitors are the newest club in Super League, the Widnes Vikings. It's round 12 of Super League 7. Widnes unbeaten on the road, Saints unbeaten at home. Something's going to give tonight. You're with Micron Video bringing you all the action. My name's Ron Hoof, Phil is your cameraman. Gary McGrath is joining me. He'll be championing the Widnes side. We've worked together in 6 or 7 years, obviously since Widnes haven't been in the top flight there, but Gary, it's going to be one hell of a game, isn't it?
Well, hopefully, Ronnie, and it's tremendous to be back here at Knowsley Road. A fantastic atmosphere, and it brings back many memories of some fantastic battles between what used to be known as Widnes and St Helens. Then it's the Vikings and the Saints now, of course, billed as the Battle of Valhalla. Widnes come here nearly as the outsiders, but we were the outsiders at Leeds, we were the outsiders at Salford, at London, Castleford and Warrington. 5 games in Super League away from home. The Vikings are unbeaten, so maybe they can do the impossible tonight and beat the Saints and steal the halo.
Yes, and somebody's going to wake him up in a minute because I think he's hallucinating. But there we go. That's just the shape of things to come. We'll have plenty friendly banter throughout this evening's clash. Just waiting for the Saints to emerge. A tactical ploy from Saints coach Ian Millward. He's kept the opposition waiting. They want to get on with it. Saints want to get on with it as well. The big build-up to the Saints experience. Your 2 matchday mascots for this evening that will come out with Chris Joint. Brother and sister, Lucy and Jonathan Corliss. They both attend Allenton Street County Primary School. Lucy's hobbies are dancing, playing a musical instrument, and of course watching the Saints. Her favourite players are Sean Long and Kieran Cunningham. Unfortunately, Lucy both out injured. And Jonathan, he likes playing rugby, playing football and watching the Saints. And his favourite players are Albert and Scully. Here comes the Corlisses, Lucy and Jonathan Corliss, tonight's matchday mascot. Just giving us a wave over here on the gantry position. It looks quite a decent night. We've had wind, rain, all sorts today. There's your matchday mascots just going over on the far side. So ready for kick-off. Robert Connolly is the referee. You've got to fit a pie eater in somewhere, haven't you? But it's Widnes to receive. I'll hand you over to Gary for the opening minutes.
Well, I must say, Donny, I'm going to be as biased as you are tonight, but that is a fantastic way to start a rugby league game, in my opinion. I was in some ways brought up in St Helens. I went to the old West Park School in Alderhay Road, which isn't here anymore, and I've been to many games here as a neutral, but that build-up is tremendous. It certainly gets the fans going, it builds up the atmosphere. The kick-off makes a mistake by the Vikings. Is Cantillon onside? He's not, and St Helens, on the back of that massive build-up, take possession as well.
Yes, as we did against Wakefield on Sunday, and now it's with Gleeson. The popular side erupt to get the Saints going. Another big crowd here in at Knowsley Road. The Widnes spectators in the Eddington as Darren Britt unloads it. The ball's gone back. Oh, the referee said it's gone forward. Dearie me. Wrong decision, Mr. Connolly, but there we go. He didn't have our vantage point, and the referee's assistant, which is usually up here with us, isn't tonight, so he's obviously somewhere.
Well, you know that I hate to say anything good about a Wiganer, but I have to agree with Mr. Connolly. He's a good mate of mine, and that was a tremendous decision because it let the Vikings off the hook in the early minutes of this game. But I think the mistake was forced by good defence by Widnes, and hopefully St Helens will see why Widnes have done so well away from home. It's not particularly down to skill. The Vikings just play with determination. They play as a team, and they can grind it out when they need to. Bit of skill on the outside. Good ball to Dimitru. Percival not going to make the outside. Good step inside, and a good tackle as well. But the Vikings on the attack. They've turned the defence into attack. Eaton, not a good ball out, but kicked through by Farrell. Helens takes it, but a good recovery by the Vikings after the shaky start.
Yeah, good yardage by the Vikings. 80 metres upfield. I've always had me worries about you, Gary. You and Robert Connolly, but I mean, that's another story. Something with consenting adults over 21. But the ball being knocked forward there, Darren Britt maybe just took his eye off it. And it puts Widnes in a good attacking position again. 35 metres from the Saints line, and with the head and feet at the scrum.
Well, I think he did take his eye off it, only because he saw the Widnes defence moving up at pace, just as they did in the opening game of the season, the Super League game. That seems like years ago now. But Widnes will put all the pressure that they can on when they've not got the ball, and hope to make St Helens make mistakes. We all know that St Helens can be a fantastic ball handling side, but sometimes it can be a side that makes mistakes when in possession. And Neil Kelly will have done his homework. He's a very good coach. So Stone, he's already burst one tackle. He gets the ball out to Richardson, who goes forward again inside the red zone for St Helens, inside that danger zone, the 20-metre mark. Eaton to Weston, who's got a good step on him, testing the defence. Can't get a quick play of the ball. Eaton again. Gummies, there's nobody inside him though. McCurry was waiting outside, who's having a brilliant form so far for the Vikings. The ball now goes to Weston. Is he going to kick? It's an awkward one. It crosses the line. Should go dead. Helens, did he touch that ball? I think he did. It's a drop out. Widnes back to back. Sets of 6. Well, no matter what happens at the end of the season, and hopefully Widnes will make themselves safe in Super League. It's gone straight out. Penalty. And I think the Vikings will go for the 2 points here. Whatever happens, I was about to say, it's been a tremendous adventure already for Widnes. I think Widnes have achieved more than anybody thought they would do in the opening 12 games of Super League. And they're here now at St Helens, about to take the lead. Down to sheer attack. Attacking when not in possession. That's what the Vikings do well. While the Widnes fans have wound the Saints fans up. The Saints fans, as you would expect, hit back with their own chant, which is unmentionable down this microphone. But at the end of the day, Widnes should take the lead after 4 minutes, 2-0, and the Saints fans can look at the scoreboard and think, what the flipping heck is that, if they want to. Barry Eaton slots one over. The Vikings, against the odds, against what the bookies think, suddenly don't take the lead, 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0, obviously well engineered, putting Saints under pressure. Helens had to knock the ball dead. From the drop out, it went directly into touch, obviously a penalty on the 10-metre line. And Barry Eaton, I mean, you wouldn't even miss from that distance, would you? So, Widnes with an early lead. Saints, well, if there is any breeze, it's not too bad up here, but Saints will have the breeze for the first half. And Sculthorpe puts it down there. Widnes make the mistake. They've got to drop out from between the sticks now. Well, the popular side faithful giving the opposition some stick tonight, and why not indeed? Make 'em have it. As Widnes drop out, Helens takes it comfortably. He gives it to Britt. He drives it forward. He always does the yardage, does Britt. Injured player for Widnes as Britt went in. Nicky Hyam deputising for the injured Cunningham. We can rely on Hyam to take over. Darting runs. Martin. Sculthorpe. Good tackle. Had to be. Took in man and ball. Daniel Frame. Little bit of maul in there. Saints moving to the left. Oh! Newlove! Newlove in for the try! Super try by Newlove. 6 minutes gone.
I don't think the Vikings can complain. The Saints have done 2 powerful kick-outs and Widnes have failed to deal with both of them, and the Saints have got possession back. And that is a fantastic kick.
Yeah, what a kick by Sculthorpe. With the aid of the breeze, that's if there is still any breeze down there, but on the correct side for the right-footed kicker, and no problem for Scully. His 24th goal of the season. Saints 6, the Vikings 2. It's game on. Now it's the Vikings' turn to get things underway. Deep kick. Helens is underneath. He runs at the defence. Dimitriou first to meet him along with McCurry. Now Sean Hoppy. Switch to the right wing. Albert over to the left wing. Hyam, darting run. Chris Joint. In the lock forward position this evening. Mauling at the play of the ball. Widnes all offside on the referee's right. He allows play to go on. And we'll not grumble as long as we get the first crack of the whip. Scully with a speculator. Gives it to Newlove again. The big man on the opposition's 40-metre line. Last one of this set of 6. It's going to Tommy Martin. He dabs it through. It doesn't sit up for him, but Darren Britt comes up with it. It'll have to be released. Saints are spreading it. Joint inside. Shields inside again to Gleeson. Oh, the ball's gone. It'll be play on. Referee will play advantage. Saints trying to run it on the power play, but it just didn't come off. And now the referee moves in. The touch judge. He's obviously given the knock on, but it was advantage. Has he given another knock on? Given head and feet to the Saints. Obviously it was a Saints knock on. Well, that's what he's obviously indicating, Gary, that a Widnes player had knocked it down in the movement. We didn't pick it up, but the touch judge was the eyes like the proverbial water closet rodent. Puts the Saints on the attack again with Gleeson. Hyam, Joint! Joint! Yes! Chris Joint in! For the Saints' second try, 9 minutes gone. Joint quickly in for the second try. Widnes may feel a little bit aggrieved.
Well, yeah, it's very hard being a Widnes fan at the moment. Having said that, we have got 12 Super League points, which I think we would have settled for at this stage before the start of the season. And as I said before, it's a tremendous adventure being back in Super League. Hopefully next season we can build on it. But at the same time, we don't seem to have much luck with these officials. 3 tries disallowed last week by the video referee against Hull. I would agree with one of them. The other 2 I thought were very unlucky. And as you said, I don't think anybody in the ground saw that except the touch judge, if it was a knock-on indeed.
Yeah, but it is. The points are on the board, so Sculthorpe comes up again. Oh, what a perler between the uprights. Scully makes it 12. 12-2 to the Saints. 11 minutes gone. Welcome to one and all in the sponsors' boxes. Obviously our main sponsor, Caledonian Motor Company. our directors and guests in the boardroom, and welcome to obviously the Widnes directors and guests that haven't gone over into the main stand. We hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. I am. 12 points to 2. Helens again to Britt. Takes the defence on. Hyam from dummy half. Saints move it left. Peter Shields. Widnes pegged for offside. Not before time, I may hasten to add. Tommy Martin takes it quickly. Sculthorpe. Shields. Joint. Well, it's come off Joint's leg, but the pass was forward. The Cardinals in on the first tackle there. Saints played it quickly, moved it in. I don't think the captain was expecting that, but forward pass on the first tackle. A little bit of respite for you there, Gary.
Much needed as well, I would say. Only another mistake by St Helens, and as I said before, Saints are a fantastic side. Nobody would dispute what they've achieved in the Super League years, but they are susceptible occasionally to those types of unforced mistakes. The Widnes certainly will be grateful for that. Penalty to the Vikings this time. Mike Bennett has come on for St Helens. I'm not sure who's gone off. Newlove, I think, has gone off. Must be due to a knock, I would think. Can't see that's being tactical. Well, Widnes wondering if that is 10 metres. It must be. Switch by Cantillon to O'Neill, and now Stone, who again proves difficult to tackle. He's having a good game so far in attack, Troy Stone. Got Robert Delph on the bench, who's been one of the outstanding players for the Vikings this season. Nice move, short ball, Richardson holds it well. The ball's gone loose. Well, again, I don't think anybody can complain, Ronnie. I think it seems to me in this day and age, if the ball hits the floor, forwards or backwards, you give a knock on.
Yeah, you could be right there. I heard you waffling before about obviously the video ref decisions. As you say, if they hadn't been in front of the telly, no, if the telly hadn't been there, they'd have probably been giving them tries. Anyway, Saints have the ball, they swing it out. Stankovic. Widnes lad is John Stankovic. Was playing for a decent side here, not as Widnes aren't a decent side. Obviously you've got to play with the cards you're given, or the cards you're dealt. Saints move it quickly, drop off ball inside from Sculthorpe. Good tackling by the Vikings, unbeaten on the travels, and they look good, don't they? But Saints have a 12 points to 2 cushion. Hyam! Oh, lovely ball to Joint! Watch the captain go! Oh! Round the man! What a try! What a try by the captain! Super try by Chris Joint! 14 minutes gone, and Joint in for a brace! Super play there! Hyam broke out of the tackle. Joint was in support, he's running, he's rampant. Took it up the left flank. I don't know who it was that he beat, but he wells past him as if he was stood still. What a try by the captain, playing out of his skin. And Scully looking for his third. Similar position, should make it 18 points to 2. Is it over? Yes, it is! Gary, you was punished there. A break by Hyam. The captain there going at pace. What a try.
It was a great try from St Helens' point of view. I think Neil Kelly will put that down to bad tackling by Widnes, a missed tackle in the middle of the play. And Paul Aitchison, well, he cut down the angles, he was in the right position, he just couldn't make the tackle. And St Helens are dominating at the moment, score-wise.
Yes, it looks, I know it's early days yet, what are we talking, 17 minutes? The unbeaten on the road tag looking a little bit shaky. And if Saints can keep this up tonight, Hyam breaking through. McCurry, shoulder to shoulder. If Saints can keep this up and win tonight, and our friends from over Billings Lump, the Pie Eaters, can dent Bradford's ambitions tonight. It'll mean Bradford have lost 3. Loose play, Shields tidies it up. The ball went back. Yeah, he's given a knockdown against Widnes again. St Edmund feed. Chris Joint just pops in at the back. Tommy Martin will feed it. The referee's not happy with it. Martin out to the back. Scully well taken. Gleeson just inside Widnes territory. Sculthorpe again. Sean Hoppy 8 metres further towards the Widnes line. Martin drop off. Britt always keen to unload his Darren Britt. Peter Shields, Sculthorpe, Saints overrun it. Yonkers has moved into the centre with the introduction of Bennett and Newlove going off. Blindside, well Bennett put it out to the left. Saints put it down. Head and feed to the Vikings. Widnes under the cosh.
Ronnie, that was a terrible decision there. That was clearly knocked forward by a Widnes player on the far side. Don't you think? Oh no, that's the other 3 decisions he's given. I'm sorry. Every time St Helens make a knock on, he seems to give St Helens head and feed. I was getting confused then. I thought the rules had been changed for a minute. Damien Munro takes the ball in when Mr Conley finally gets the decision the right way round. And you've got to take what you can get in this game, haven't you? So Stone takes it in. Cantillon, he's not had a chance to break from half back yet. The St Helens defence is very tight in the middle. And they're doing a good job of slowing the ball down there. As Cantillon tries to get the ball away. Widnes trying to use a few more wide balls than usual this evening. Daniel Frame, well, he's lost the ball now. Well, a penalty. Well, did he give a knock on the first time and then the penalty the second time? I don't know. I'm going to get Sky TV out in a minute and watch it on Sky.
Yeah, he gave a knock on, then somebody spoke out a turn. Saints take it quickly. Scully's in! That's a try! That's a try from Sculthorpe. Widnes punished again. Quarter of the match gone. Saints in for the 4th try. A personal tally of 10 now, with a conversion to come for Paul Sculthorpe. Widnes suffering from ill discipline. The commentator's not happy, but he never is happy, Gary.
Mr Conley seems to have his rule book upside down tonight, and when Saints get the ball from those decisions, good luck to them. They capitalise on it and they score points. For the Widnes, I think the Vikings have been very hard done to so far.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit of ill-discipline there, obviously, that led to that. And the referee stamping his authority, as they usually do. We'll just see how he shapes in the second 40. Peter Shields. Big hit. Widnes looking to bring a substitute on. Limbering up on the far side. Martin looking for the 40-20. It's not going to curl in. Widnes will have the possession. It's going to hang. It is. It's gone dead. 20-metre tap restart, Gary.
Yeah, I think that was a wise decision by Damien Munro. He just gives players a chance to get back on side. The Vikings have got, I think it's Robert Relf and Anthony Farrell warming up. 22 minutes gone in the game, so it's time for some forward substitutions. The Vikings are having difficulty breaking down this tight St Helens defensive line. Well, he's given a penalty there, and well, I don't know what that was for. Offside at the play, the ball is all you could think of. Richardson goes off, Farrell comes on, Stone off, O'Neill's off, and Robert Relf comes on. Tap for the Vikings. Good ground off the drive. Widnes again short of the 20-metre line. They need some creativity from centre field here. Western has got to try and pull something out the bag. McCurry tries a power play, can't burst the defensive line. Western drops off to Robert Relf. First impact on the game for him. He makes some difficult yards there, legs pumping away. Cantillon. Eaton again, the Vikings get the ball wide. The dummy from Frame, good tackle on him. Final one for the Vikings, short side attack. Cantillon gets the ball out, it's a bad pass into touch, but at least Widnes have Saints in the 10-metre zone.
Yeah, what a tackle by Yonkers, but Cantillon scampered away. Unfortunately the pass, well, as unfortunate as far as the Vikings are concerned, it went into touch, and Saints restart with the turnover on the 6th tackle. Hyam attacked in half. The referee penalises Anthony Farrell for a second bite of the cherry at the tackle, and Tommy Martin, left-footed, finds touch on the Widnes 40. 22 points to 2, 24 minutes gone on the clock. Saints move it right, joint. Playing out of his skin, Hyam takes it on the short side. Britt, Stankovic, inside to Britt, back to Gleeson, lovely hands. Exhibition stuff. Saints 8 metres from the try line. Martin, runners there, Helens. Short ball, forward pass given. Did look a little suspect from our angle, and it was given.
Well, I tell you what, if Ronnie says it was a little suspect, it must have been about 10 yards forward. It's great to see these Super League teams, the long-established Super League teams, in the flesh. You don't get the same impact when you see it on the television, but the move prior to that where St Helens just dropped a few off and a couple of runarounds, it's absolutely classy stuff, and you can't deny it. If you like rugby league, St Helens are a good side to watch. Having said that, Widnes trying to get the ball out wide again. A big hit, finding it again hard to break down the defence, and Farrell took the ball standing still, flicked the pass out, but I think that's Barry Eaton under there. Didn't make any headway from that pass. 40-20 attempt, and again it's centre field, it's not going to find touch, and Saints will take possession.
Yeah, Wellens goes back for it. Widnes move up quickly. Dimitriou brings him down. Saints keep it alive. Shields. Troy Stone with the other tackle there, and Stone in again. Saints on the short side. Sculthorpe. Lovely ball. Oh, I thought it was lovely ball to Britt, but it went to Widnes. The ball knocked forward. It's going to be head and feet to Saints again, you know. Widnes knocked it down, head and feet to the Saints. Well, the referee right on the job. McCurry's going to be spoken to, and if he's not careful, he'll be in the sin bin for 10 minutes. Ill discipline. We know emotions are very high, and things are said on the spur of the moment. But Widnes again, a judge to have knocked the ball down, and he's going to have to put up with it.
Donny, there's no sour grapes. St Helens is a fantastic side. I personally didn't come here expecting Widnes to win tonight. I thought we'd give him a good game. But you've got to admit, that was not a knock-on. He was facing his own line. It came off him. It went towards the Widnes line. It's not a knock-on. And that's why people like Steve McCurry get frustrated.
Yes, I know what you're saying. You're right what you're saying. And Widnes offside. Stankovic takes it quickly. Stankovic! Within a whisker of scoring. Hyam. Along the line, it's Britt. He straightened it up. Still looking to open his account this season, Darren Britt. Hyam again, Sculthorpe, speculator, Helens, Yonkers couldn't take it, he went without the ball, it was knocked forward. Good tackling by Widnes, just pulled the arm away. The Saints looked as though they was going in for the fifth. Scrum down, head and feet to the Vikings, 29 minutes gone. Saints 22, Widnes 2.
Well, it's taken us 7 years or so to get into Super League, and we're going to stay here no matter what anybody else thinks, but some of the decisions that have gone against us this season, I know everybody thinks that. Just to prove that I'm not biased, that was a knock-on. Jason Amisu lost the ball, it went through his arm. That's fair enough, I'll agree with that one. But he's slaughtering us tonight, Mr. Conley, and all I can say, Ronnie, that 10-year slip in before worked wonders.
Good lad. Out wrong with pie eaters. Every home should have one. Martin feeds the scrum. Blindside. Sculthorpe to Gleeson. Sidesteps. Plays it quickly. Sculthorpe again. What a man. A man for all seasons. With Cunningham out. With Long out. Scully taking the reins again. The captain there. He's another one that takes over the reins. Widnes moving in quickly. On to Hyam. That was a little bit aggressive there, Daniel Frame. Forces the error. Hyam knocked it forward, head and feed to the Vikings.
Yeah, I don't like it up him, captain, as Clive Dunn used to say. Great tackle by Frame. And the Vikings, well, they're hanging on really, they're 20 points behind, which incidentally I'm led to believe, I'm not a gambling man myself. Not since I lost my house and my shirt and everything else, but I believe Widnes have been given a 20-point start on the coupon. Well, the penalty's gone to Widnes. This is where Widnes have got to be careful, because they got the penalty there and they're throwing the ball at the opposition player. Mr. Conley, if he'd been in a bad mood, which I'm sure he's not, could have turned the penalty down against Widnes for that. You've got to, when he does give you the penalty, you've got to tug your forelock and say thank you very much, captain. So the Vikings on the attack with 9 minutes left, 10 metres inside the Saints half. Good ball out, Aitchison comes into the line well there. Good judgment by the Widnes full back, timed it well. Demetriou, good work. Troy Stone, he's had a tremendous first half. Aitchison, well, he stayed down on his knees. He's not injured though, he gets back up. Cantillon takes the ball himself, dummies the switch inside, tries to duck under the tackle. Good work by Elf, powerful forward near the line. Now a great chance for Widnes to attack. It's the best attacking opportunity they've had this half. Eaton, long ball out, Weston, dummies, gets the ball out. Oh, a great ball, but unfortunately it was fumbled.
Yeah, Widnes trying to force the issue, moving it quickly to the right flank. The ball bouncing off the player. Saints have it. Bennett has it now. Shields straightens it up. Solid tackling. Farrell putting himself about a bit, as we know he can do. Britt, good ball. Gleeson! Gleeson into space! The captain's with him! He rounds his man! Gleeson still going! He's out of the tackle! He gives it to Hoppy! Hoppy is taken down 8 metres short. Saints come 60, 70 metres. Gleeson! The ball's flicked out. Hoppy, Stankovic, he straightens it up. Saints keep it alive. Hyam, speculator. Saints must walk in here. Shields, Britt, yes! Tommy Martin! Oh, Tommy Martin! What a try! 33 minutes gone, and Saints put Widnes to the sword. Top class champagne rugby here at Nosey Road. Now, Gary, have you any complaints about that? Because now's the time to speak.
but St Helens play champagne football, they do keep the ball alive, and Widnes were on the back foot all the way. Can't complain about that. Neil Kelly, I think, will be upset by the defence.
Yeah, tremendous. Sculthorpe converts it and makes it 28 points to 2. 5 tries, 4 goals, 28 points. Widnes 2. And what a performance. The ball kept alive. Superb rugby by the Saints. As Gary says, they're a tremendous side of the Saints. We know that. And the referee, and who's that having a word with him? Is it Frame? Obviously he's trying to clarify something. He'll get no joy out of Robert Connolly. Champagne rugby at Nosey Road. Blindside again. Wellens, joint. The ball knocked back. Widnes knock it forward there. The referee said Saints knocked it forward first, have they? First knock on against the Saints, is it? It is. Well, you've got one there against the grain. I reckon Widnes knocked that on, Gary.
No, the final ball went backwards. I'll tell you what he's given there, Ronnie, in my opinion. Saints player lost control of the ball and it bounced off a Widnes player, and then the St Helens player knocks it backwards. But as soon as it touched that Widnes player, it was technically a knock on. So I'd have to agree with Mr Connolly for once in this game. As long as he keeps getting them spot on like that, we've got no qualms at all with his decisions. Weston to the short side, and Aitchison tries to come into the line. Widnes with Stuart Spruce on the bench. I think he is fully fit. He took a knock last week against Hull, but my informants tell me that he's fit. But Aitchison is being given a goal at full back. Short side attack comes in. Frame, who will keep probing this defence. He keeps the ball alive well. Eaton, but there's nothing on, and Barry Eaton keeps possession. Now can Widnes get the ball wide? Anthony Farrell's lurking centre field. There he is off Weston. Short ball, lovely ball, and it's well held. And well, Troy Stone was over there. It bounced off his chest. Saints, I think, were expecting to be given a knock on. A lovely kick. Almost touched down, but knocked out by the St Helens player. Drop out under the sticks. Great handling by the Vikings, good passing. And Troy Stone just couldn't get possession of that ball in time to put it down. 4 minutes left in this half. Well, that's a monster kick. Takes Widnes back to the 10-metre line. Daniel Frame will do his best to make some ground off this, and he does well to get back just short of that 40 metres. Touch of slowing down the play of the ball. Well, an offside's given. Mr Connolly gives it Cantillon. Does he catch St Helens offside? No, but he catches one on the top of the head for his efforts there. Eaton trying to take Widnes forward. There's nothing on there. Cantillon just moves Anthony Farrell out the way. Frame takes on the Saints defence single-handedly. Clock ticking down, 3 minutes to go. Be nice to see the Vikings get some points on the board before half-time. Farrell, but he's standing when he takes it. He still manages to make some good forward movement. Again, Widnes not able to play the ball quickly. The kick from Frame is far too hard, and it'll be a tap on the 20.
Yeah, Widnes tried to dab it through after putting pressure on. Too much beef on the ball. Saints restart from the centre of the 20, and Hoppy, the first receiver, just short of the 40. Hyams to Britt. Joint the captain. Dimitriou chasing him. Joint beats him. Gets into Widnes territory. 2 minutes to the interval. Saints want more. The spectators want more. Wellens driving it forward. Centre field. Moving it left. Yonkers. Sonny Nickel has slipped onto the field. The Saints try to dab it forward. It's in on the full. Yeah, we think Shields is the man that's been replaced. Scrum down, 20-metre line, head and feed to the Vikings in the dying minutes, Gary.
Yes, it was a technical chip over. It went out on the full, so the ball comes in to the 20-metre line. Widnes head and feet, as you say. I think the Vikings may be happy now if they can just get into half-time without conceding anymore. They've got a long way to go in this, what I think will be the final set of 6 tackles for Widnes. Percival at the half-back position. Frame, who's worked hard to find some space out there, but this St Helens defence is so tight. It's even tighter than Ronnie Huff. It's been said you couldn't slip a £5 note between this St Helens defence. Good work by Stone, who's perhaps been one of the candidates for Widnes man of the half. There is the half-time hooter. Saints with perhaps a deserved lead, maybe 28 points to 2. It's a little bit flattered into them, but I'll give you Ronnie for his final words on the half.
Yeah, tremendous first 40 by the Saints. It's got to be kept up for the second. Widnes took the lead in the 4th minute with an Eton penalty goal. That was short-lived. Newlove went over in the 6th minute, converted by Scully. Then Joint in the 9th minute, Joint again in the 14th. Sculthorpe in the 20th, so what an opening 20. And Saints were 22 points to 2 up. Tommy Martin got one in the 33rd minute. Goal by Sculthorpe. That made it 28 points to 2. That's how it is at half-time. Join us soon for the second half. Back with you for the second half, and if it's half as good as the first half, we'll not grumble, will we? 28 points to 2, the Saints lead at the interval. Sean Richardson has come back on for the Vikings, and we think McCurry is the man that's been replaced. I can't see any further changes to the Saints squad, but no doubt our PA man Stuart will keep us informed. Also, Gary's mate Andy is trying to keep us up with the team changes as well. Widnes put it off downfield. Wellens takes possession, the first touch in the second half. I'm sure Neil Kelly, very mild-mannered coach, a very affable character, will have had a few strong words at half-time. Ian Millwood will be pleased with the Saints' progress. Sculthorpe, half a break. Hyam goes without the ball, it did go back. Joint gets it and keeps it alive. Saints spreading it. Sonny Nicol had a storming game at Wakefield last Sunday, did Sonny Nicol. Veteran campaigner, but still doing the business. Darren Britt, big hit by the Vikings. Richardson, one of the trio there, Cantillon in as well. Last one of the sequence. Tommy Martin on the power play, gives it to Sculthorpe. Support inside. Wellens under the sticks, just to the left anyway. 1 minute and 10 seconds. Wellens in for the try. Super break by the Saints, forcing the issue on the power play, on the 6th tackle, keeping the ball alive, just inside their own territory. Lovely break up the middle, Wellens in support, and that's Saints 6th. Well, should we declare now? I'm sure Widnes and love us to declare. Sculthorpe from virtually in front of the sticks. The best possible start again. As Sculthorpe pops it between the uprights. This is a hallmark of the Saints play. 16 seconds I made it at Wakefield. Some of the press said 14. John Yates in the reporter got it down to 10. And the advance on 10 seconds. And then in the second half, we started again, 45 seconds. It took us a bit longer tonight. 1 minute and 10 seconds, and it's the Vikings to kick off again, keeping it low. Britt drives it up. Well taken. 3 in again at the tackle. Force the player back. Sonny Nickel takes up the second run. Widnes into him, bounce him on his back. Hyam. Half a break into Farrell. Sculthorpe and Joint. Outstanding tonight. Widnes penalised. Reaping at the play of the ball. And good yardage. Up to the opposition's 20. Stankovic. He takes the first tackle of this set of 6. Hyam, darting run, changes the point of attack. I think Darren Albert's over here on the left flank. I think he's only had the ball in his hands once. Britt keeps it alive. Saints knock it forward. Awkward bouncing ball. Now, Andy, what was you saying about these few candid comments? It's head and feed to the Vikings. Stunned there by an early strike, forcing the power play, Gary.
Well, again, St Helens showing what power they've got in the middle of the park. Another missed tackle, and they just had support all the way down. And Aitchison, he went for the man with the ball, he couldn't hold him up. Helens was in support. It's difficult to know what Widnes can do. This is part of the Vikings' education. This is what Super League is all about. Widnes have made a good start in Super League. They're getting in the right direction. Hopefully, will continue to do that next year. But I think games like this, what they will do is look at the video and say, look at what St Helens do. Good support there. That is a bit of what St Helens do. And so is that sometimes. Lost possession, just forced one pass too many. I think only St Helens can afford to do that now at this stage in the game. Widnes, when they do that, break the line and have possession, they can't afford to force the pass.
No, you're right there, but Gleeson picks himself up off the floor and gains another 20 metres. Martin. The referee said it's gone back. It looks a little shady from our angle, but Saints get the benefit of the doubt. Britt. Martin. Speculator. Joint. Rounds the man. Lovely ball. Stankovic. Inside to Hyam. The referee ducked. Hyam took it. Hyam touches down. Well, Hyam filling in for the injured Cunningham, and Saints kept the ball alive there. It's lovely stuff. It's great to watch. It's great to watch if you're a Saints specky. If you're a Widnes specky, Gary, it must be hard.
Well, I thought that was a lovely dummy there by Mr. Conley, the way he ducked out the way of the ball. It is hard to watch, as I say, a learning experience for the Vikings. I'm sure it's the most you can take out of this. Hopefully we'll get some points on the board and keep the score to a reasonable level. But it is, if you're unbiased like I am, it is nice to watch any team executing skill movements at that level. Saints have got class. That's what Widnes want to emulate.
Yes, and you're as unbiased as me, pal, I'll tell you. But it's fantastic to watch. We know Saints are capable of it. Sculthorpe there, pops it over. Good backing up. And when Saints are in this mood, nobody will live with them. Maybe we were lucky in round 1 at the AutoQuest, the Halton Stadium or whatever we call it now. Saints come up with a win, 15 points to 14. That's the only history we've got in Super League against the Vikings. And obviously Widnes wanted to do a job tonight. They've had a good away run, but the colours are going to be lowered this evening. 40 points to 2. Nothing wrong with Wigan, as I keep telling you. Complaints by the Widnes faithful about the man in the middle. Sculthorpe. Nickel straightens it up, pushes the tacklers off, gets up to the halfway line, still driving the ball forward. Hyam on the short side, Saints are running it. The ball, is it controlled? It's been knocked forward. It's the hand of God, Andy.
Well, a knock only, thankfully that time, given against St Helens. The crowd may chant something about the referee. I think they chanted the referee's spot on. Aitchison into the line. Well tackled. Widnes failed to break the 40-metre line. Dan Potter. Widnes, of course, without Adam Hughes tonight, who was injured against Hull, and also without the influential captain Steve Carter. That's a big loss for the Vikings. Western, of course, probing this defence, trying to open gaps. It is a very hard defence on its night to break down. Nice ball inside, Relf. Again, even Robert Relf not been able to burst through this tight St Helens defence. Long ball out, while the ball bounces off Farrell. Again, Widnes maybe forcing one pass too many, and perhaps getting a bit frustrated out there. I think that frustration started perhaps with some decisions that they didn't agree with by Mr Connolly, but now the fact that they're getting beat by 38 points obviously comes into it.
Yeah, they've got to try and force the issue of the Vikings. They've only that 2 points. When they took the lead in the 4th minute. Temperament obviously plays a big part. They've had an excellent season so far. Obviously they was tipped as being whipping boys with the Vikings. But they've done well, they've played well, they've combined well. They are doing it tonight, but it's just on the night, same as anything. Sculthorpe. Just over the 40. Martin at dummy half. Saints move it centre field. Mickey Hyam has to take the tackle. Anthony Farrell. Last one of the sequence. Scully spreads it. Darren Albert juggles with it. Puts a high ball. Chases it himself. Well taken by the Vikings. Super kick on the last tackle by Albert, and the Vikings have possession.
It's a great catch by Richardson. More impressive than the kick was the pick-up by Albert. A little juggle with it, down by his ankles, and he managed to control the ball. Excellent skills. And I know Ian Millward, St Helens coach, has said in a couple of press conferences that sometimes you learn more when you lose than you do when you win. Unfortunately, you don't get 2 points, but I think the Vikings will learn more tonight than they have done in any game that they've played so far this season. It's certainly an education playing against an informed St Helens side. Good work there by Frame. Widnes continue the attack. Richardson tries to step down the defence, keeps going, he hits and spins. Good ground made by Richardson. We used to call it yardage in the old days. Takes Widnes into the 20-metre line, he plays the ball. Inside ball, and there's Mills. David Mills has come on. Now he is the star of the future. Big, powerful forward, son of Big Jim Mills. Gets Widnes close to the line. Cantillon shows the ball, he just can't get over the line. The best spell of attack for a while from Widnes. Short ball, lovely short ball. Well, the Saints fans shout forward. The nodding dog in the yellow shirt nods his head and agrees with them, and St Helens mysteriously again get possession.
Thanks, Gary. Barry Ward has come on for the Saints, and Darren Britt is the man that's gone off. David Mills on for Troy Stone. Head and feed at the scrum to the Saints, and it's bucketing it down here at Nosey Road now. As Yonkers played well, as Yonkers put some good tackling in, and the referees penalised Widnes for offside. Frame asking the question, but the referee obviously giving the answer. It's not the one that Frame wanted. Nickel. Saints with a 40 points to 2 advantage. Ward straight in at the action. Hyam darting away up to the opposition's 20. The ball comes back. Saints keep it alive. Sculthorpe joint. Lost control. Aitchison comes up with it. The captain there going for his hat-trick.
Well fielded by Aitchison. Good cover defence by the Vikings. St Helens player took a knock in that passage of play, but seems to be okay. Again, Widnes tries to get the ball wide as early as possible. Potter hits and spins, but is tackled well by Tommy Martin. Widnes finding it hard to go forward. Richardson doing his best. Cantillon at half back, not had too many chances to go with the ball from there because the Saints markers have stood tight. Widnes get the ball out wide, good hands. Attempted step inside by Jason Demetriou, ends in a slip. Kick for the corner. Is it going to find touch? It's a good kick.
And points difference could be important, obviously, come the end of the season. Saints with the win tonight. Bradford get beat. A few teams there on equal points. So it's looking good, isn't it? Makes it that little bit spicier, doesn't it? An away trip a week tomorrow for the Saints at Salford. They've not got a coach. Obviously, they've just sacked their coach, so that'll probably boost them up a bit. And then a fortnight tonight away at Headingley. Dear me. Yonkers keeps in field. Albert at dummy half. He tries to scamper on his own. He's had limited touches as Albert. The referee shouts held. Martin inside to Sculthorpe. Puts the ball out. Albert takes it. The referee has stopped the game. Has he given a high tackle? Well, Frame is the man being spoken to. And who's he bringing out, Gary?
Well, it's Paddy Eaton. I think as was it Sculthorpe that went to pass the ball. Eaton went to tackle the man. He got there before the ball, and I think that's what he's talking about there.
Yeah, I think he's just warning him, telling him he's going to have 10 minutes in the sin bin if there's any more jiggery-pokery. And Saints now 10 metres from the opposition's line with this set of 6. Ward, Wellens along the line. Sculthorpe, drop-off ball. Saints, are they keeping it alive? They are. Wellens. Centre field. Just losing a little bit of yardage. Nickel. Looking to unload, but clamped. Well, surely the man's held. Well, they're taking him towards the try line. That'll do for us. Martin. Bennett. Also looking to open the score, open his tally for the season. Barry Ward. Ward touches down. Running at pace. About 10 metres out, but coming through at pace. Ward in for his second of the season. And Saints 8th of the night.
I don't know about running out of steam. I think they're just disheartened and a bit shell-shocked. So they came here with high hopes of pulling off a shot tonight, especially after they have beaten the likes of Leeds away from home and also the close game against St Helens in the opening game of the Super League season. But St Helens tonight just showing what a classy side they are. When they get the ball out wide, they've got so many options. There's more angles than a draftsman's pencil case out there. So many different options for the St Helens. The kick is good one. 46 points to 2. I'm sure that Widnes will keep going. They've got no option to keep going, but I'm sure that they will try to get some points on the board, salvage some pride. Credit to the Widnes fans behind the sticks to our left-hand side. They are still here, they're singing and chanting, trying to encourage on the Vikings players. It's a better kick by Widnes, a deep kick, a harder one to field, and St Helens tackled on the 10-metre line this time.
Yeah, Tony Stewart come on. I believe Paul Sculthorpe's gone off. Hyam. So all the subs used on the Saints side, and just Stuart Spruce to come on for the Vikings. Martin with the 40-20 attempt. It's going to go dead, is it? No, it's going to hang in there. Saints defence come up, they want to hold the man up and try and force him back over the line. They can't do, he's gone to ground.
Well, it was a fantastic chase by St Helens, good work by Damien Munro, he fielded it well and then he managed to stay. Oh well, a terrible mistake by the Vikings. I think that's Chris Percival over there. Aitchison made the space on the outside. It didn't look like a particularly bad pass from here. You could say that maybe Aitchison should have played safe, but he seems to have created half a gap on the outside. Percival doesn't make many mistakes, but this one could be dangerous.
Yeah, Saints within striking, hoping to bring up the 50. It's 46 points to 2. The 12 metres out. Can the Widnes defence contain the Saints? The captain going for his hat-trick. Joint picked up the ball, has come out of the tackle. Well, somebody's going in the bin for 10 minutes. I think that's the indication. It's Daniel Frame, isn't it? He's been sin-binned. Well, he's sin-binned Frame for whatever reason. I mean, they did go in and tackle the captain. They picked him up bodily.
You're saying you're not allowed to tackle the captain on it. He picked him up, they dumped him on his back and he lost possession of the ball. That was it.
It did come back though, possession. Possession did come back, there was no knock on, but Saints have been awarded the penalty and Joint has tapped it. It's now with Hyam, it's centre field. Unless they're saying it was a dangerous tackle, I don't know. Martin! Along the line, it's Nickel. Nickel with a speculator, Bennett. Yonkers loops round. Yonkers within 2 metres of the line. Wellens, drop off to Nickel. Nickel still pumping the legs, driving it forward. Finally bounced to the earth. The captain at dummy half. Saints move it right. Wellens saw the gap, stopped the movement. Widnes have to line up on their own line. Joint again. Nickel. It's only a matter of time, surely. Yonkers. Inside to Bennett. I think it's Bennett. He's taken short. Last one. Joint. To Albert. Albert can't control it. Widnes have the possession. Saints tried to force it, but Widnes have it.
Well, that's more like the defence that Widnes are capable of producing there. 13 against 12 on the park at the moment, and Widnes managed to hold on when Saints had possession 10 metres from the line from that tap with 6 tackles with which to attack. Well, the penalty, I'm going to say, Ronnie, I am not biased because that should not be a penalty. The penalty should only be given when the player's interfering with play. And the St Helens player wasn't interfering with play in the middle of the park, and he turned around and argued with the referee because he's frustrated about a bad decision. Just to show you that I'm not biased. Great run by Mills. Powerful player, certainly going to be a star of this Widnes team. He already is a star of the Widnes team, by the way. Farrell held up and pushed back. Widnes on the 10 metre line. be nice to see the Vikings get one here. Deserve something for their efforts tonight. Weston slips it inside, but again, maybe that's what St Helens have that Widnes don't have. There's no second phase of support there. Cantillon's lost the ball. It goes forward. Widnes frustrated. But when St Helens get held up like that, there's a second or third man coming from deep.
Yeah, Saints weather the storm. Widnes make the error. Tommy Martin will feed the scrum. Awkward ball, tidied up. Good break from an awkward ball. Saints make good yardage. Gleeson. Stankovic. Saints keeping the ball alive. I think that's Helens that has the possession. Ward unloaded on the run straight away. Now it's with Hyam. Martin. Sleight of hand. Yonkers pushes the defence off. It touched a Widnes hand there. That should be another 6. The referee hasn't seen it. Joint. Good yardage. 40 metres upfield. Last one of the sequence. Final tackle. Martin chips it through. Aitchison takes it. Widnes have the possession, but they're in their own 10-metre area.
Oh, good work by Munro. It was a good step. He just slipped as he got through that gap. It's one of the few times that a Widnes player's beat a man one-on-one tonight. Dimitriou. Now he's powerful, but he slips the ball back there. Widnes keep the ball alive, maybe get the look of the bounce for once in this game. Richardson tackled back to one, says Mr. Connolly. Suspicion that St Helens slowed to play the ball down deliberately there. Mills, dummies, makes the halfway line. Cantillon goes himself, not had too much opportunity to do that tonight. Lovely ball out by Dimitriou, a great step, and again by Percival, gets the ball back, and it's going to be a try in the corner. Great work, Phil Cantillon goes in at the corner for the Vikings. Lovely run around with Cantillon. Excellent work by Jason Dimitriou. Lovely step and a bit of power. 2 steps by Percival. He came inside again, had the presence of mind to look outside, and as ever, Phil Cantillon in support. Stuart Spruce has come on for Widnes. Paul Aitchison is still on, so Spruce maybe, well, Dan Potter's still on here. Well taken on the half volley almost, whatever you call it in rugby league, on the bounce. Cantillon, Spruce. It may be that Spruce has gone to the number 7 position. The ball goes loose and Spruce takes his first possession. So Widnes with at least some points on the board. Can they score again? Mills again goes forward, makes himself difficult to tackle. Cantillon, again he's scooting forward now, testing this St Helens defence for the first time in the game really, in the last 5 minutes. Final one for the Vikings. Weston skies it. Tester turns the full back, it's a good kick, but unfortunately doesn't have the backspin, it bounces into dead, and St Helens and Widnes I think will both walk to this tap out.
Yeah, they've a strong wind behind the Vikings. Saints making a substitution, Peter Shields back on and Sonny Nickel going off. With 10 minutes left, and Saints have a 46 points to 6 lead. Mike Bennett. Cantillon, one of the tacklers in. Shields right in at the action. Nickel is going to come back on. I think he's just gone off, but it looks as though he's back on, and it's the captain, I think, that's gone off. Saints spreading it. Stankovic looking for support. Well taken on suspicion there. That's going to be a penalty. Penalty to the Saints. Taken on suspicion. Somebody in the sin bin again, Gary, is he? So Cantillon in the sin bin. So is Frame back on, or a Widnes down? To 11 men. It's all on as Nickel drives for the line. Saints perilously close to the line. The Widnes defence holding out, but for how long? Saints want the 50. Martin, Helens must walk in here. Yonkers, yes! Yonkers offers the dummy. Widnes take it. Saints outnumbered them 3-1. Yonkers in for Saints, 9th of the evening. Saints in the top right-hand corner, perilously close. Then all it had to be, transference of the ball right along the face of the post, and Saints brought it to the left there, lining up 3-1. I made it, and Yonkers just offered the ball. Widnes had to take the dummy, and Yonkers touched it down after his 10-minute sin bin, but Saints coming through there, just the sheer transference of the ball, man on man, and Widnes outnumbered, and Saints bring up the 50. Points to 6, the ball kicked off again. Saints with the numerical advantage, I think, for the rest of the game now, with Eaton, Cantillon in the sin bin, and the Vikings will miss him. That ball's gone forward. The referee allows play to go on. Widnes with the advantage.
Yes, well, once again, St Helens, I think, scored there off a dubious refereeing decision. I'd say 4 St Helens tries tonight have come off dubious decisions. You might watch them on the video and they might turn out to be good decisions, but they were at least 50-50 in my opinion. So there's 24 points that Mr Connolly scored for you, but that's fair enough. That's what we've come to expect. Munro trying to go down the outside of Albert. So Stone back on for the Vikings. Anthony Farrell finds himself in the half-back position. Stuart Spruce, who started his career playing scrum half for the Widnes Tigers, won the under-18s Barla Cup with them actually in that position. Good kick, great chase, and it's play on, I think. Knock on. Well, I got one word right anyway.
I'll tell you something, Gary, I don't want any of these grapes that you were eating because they're terribly sour. You know, I always thought he was totally impartial. But never mind. Anyway, 50 points to 6. 5 minutes remain.
Partially sighted, Don. You always get mixed up.
Yeah, I'm partially sighted as well. That's how I got the job. Shields. Centre field, put on his back, on his own 40. Saints bring it on the short side. Helens. Bennett. Just kept in the field of play. Sonny Nickel couldn't control it. Stuart Spruce has it.
And the ball just cannoned off Sonny Nickel. The Vikings chance to attack again, trying to get inside the St Helens half. Stone gets the ball out well and keeps the ball alive. Something that Widnes haven't managed to do too much of tonight. When they have done it, as any team does, they've made forward motion and made some ground. Frame chips over the top. Potter chases, it's going to find touch. Scrum down for St Helens, it'll be on the 20-metre line. And again, there's 4 minutes left, and I don't think Widnes will be too unhappy about that. They'll walk to the scrum as much as anything now, just glad to get the game out the way with not too many more injuries.
Yes. 50 points to 6. Frame tried to chip it over. It went into touch. Head and feet to the Saints. Stewart. Good attendance, 12,069 in for this evening's match.
Executive Match sponsor Kellogg's Nutri-Grain and our neighbourhood sponsors Caledonian Motor Group have selected a man of the match tonight. They have agreed to the Caledonian Motor Group man of the match picked by the members of the press box, and the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain man of the match is picked by Kellogg's Nutri-Grain, and they've agreed that the award goes to
Barry Ward.
Number 13, Paul Sculthorpe.
Sculthorpe picks up the man of the match award. Had an excellent game, so has the captain. All the lads have played well. Must have done with a score of 50. Bennett! Inside ball. Saints will tidy it up. Stewart. Wellens. Drop off to Martin. Martin! Backflip. Sit. Yes! Oh! Hyam! What a try! Hyam in for a couple! But what control! Super control by Tommy Martin. He saw the gap. He sighed through a diagonal run. He knew there was support coming on the inside as the Widnes defence come in. He gave a lovely little backflip. Mickey Hyam was there. He controlled it well. He juggled with it, but he caught it and went between the uprights. Martin popped it over for his first of the night. 56-6. Superb ball control there, Gary. A little bit of flair from Tommy Martin. We know he's such a talented player. He knew Hyam was there. He did well to score it.
Yes, and when you see a try like that with a backflip and then he juggles with it, your first instinct is to say it was lucky, but it's not lucky. St Helens do that time after time after time, and that, I've got to say, comes down to pure skill.
Yes, 5.9 for artistic impression there. Excellent, super stuff. And Jim Royals on the gantry here with us. I've just heard a comment, and you know what Jim Royal says. But anyway, time running out for the Vikings. They trail by 50. Obviously, this gives the Saints a good points advantage. Widnes, their away record in tatters. Martin, Wellens, Bennett did well. Pushes off the defence, comes in field, and again opens the gap for Shields. Saints running rampant now. Another backflip, that's gone forward. Yes, that's a forward pass. Saints play on, but they're going to be brought back. Yes, that was the right decision. Saints putting the ball out. And there's the final hooter. I'm sure our matchday mascots, Lucy Corliss and Jonathan Corliss, will have enjoyed that, especially with being mascots for the night. It was 28-2 at half-time. Saints started off in the best possible way. A try from Wellens in the opening minute. Sculthorpe goaled it. That made it 34-2. Then tries from Hyam, Ward, Yonkers and Hyam again in the second half. Hyam there just 3 minutes before the final hooter. That was goal by Martin, and Saints triumph by 56 points to 6. A brilliant display at the home of Rugby League, Knowsley Road, and the players come round to applaud the supporters who follow them through thick and thin.
Please give it up for our opposition here this evening. Please give it up for the Widnes Vikings.
To the Widnes Vikings, lose and their away record. Saints still keep up the home record. A big boost in the points for and against.
White shirts with the red V. And if you're here supporting the Saints, let's hear you.
An away trip to Salford a week tomorrow, and obviously boosted by 48 points last week, 56 points this week. Watch out, you Salford City Reds. The Saints are coming to town. You've been with Mike Ron, with Gary McGrath, myself Ron Hoof. We bid you a good evening from Nosey Road. Join us for the next game.